all those aspects, and it's like a thin line as you get older because it's a little bit of, you know, you raised me to be the person I am. So like the decisions I make, like shouldn't you trust that I'm doing it with taste and with like,
Agreed.
the way that you raised me. So, but there's that thin line between still just wanting to respect and not shame, even though it's based on what their opinions and what their maybe more traditional, more conservative values are, which you may not fully agree with all the way. You don't want to shame that, but at the same time, you have to live your own life. You have to,
Agreed.
be your own person. As you get older. So, I definitely empathize and understand like that
Hmm.
delicate battle. Do you feel like, this event kind of all the aspects of it, the anxiety attack, the emotions of being up there, the liberation, all those different things, the art aspect of it, do you feel like that kind of catapulted other decisions, in your life that, you had maybe that you wouldn't have done previously, or like tension where you had those moments of like, is this really something that my family would have an exception with, or but I'm still going to do it myself? Like, are there other things that happen after that?
Every day is a battle because I feel like like to be honest, every parent, not even just immigrant parents, but I'm going to speak for my experience, which is having immigrant African parents, is that if they were to be able to write down their perfect child before they had me, I would not even be anything near what that is. And none of us would, you know? But the fact of the matter is they're raising us in a different world, a world they don't understand. We've been indoctrinated here from the get, and they got here and just continued the same life they had in Africa. They work, but they never had to go through the school system and like the indoctrination of this country, so they still don't get us. They're like, "You're not in war. Why are you stressed?" And we're like, "Because school's hard and peer pressure is hard," and they don't get it. They're just like, "But you're not in war. There's no physical threat. Why are you nervous? What's going on?" And they're just like so confused about it. So in that sense, everything that I do is just like, I want to make them happy, but it's either we're both going to be unhappy or they're going to be unhappy. So I got to just pick
Right.
which
Bless
one
her.
I want to, you know what I mean? I'm picking like, if I have to pick either none of us are going to be happy or I'll just be happy, then I guess I'm going to have to pick me. You know what I mean? Because it just feels, but at the end of the day, the thing I notice is that parents want nothing more than for their children to be happy, as long as their child's version of happiness mirrors their version of happiness. So it's like, I want you to be happy as long as happiness to you means what it means to me. And so in that case, since I grew up in a different world than my mother and my father, like there's just no way that I'm going to be able to kind of live up to their expectations. But yeah, every single day, like me being vegan is a problem. Me like me having tattoos, me having any piercings outside of the one, like these two, just everything I am is completely against who they thought they would ever allow their child to be. So you can tell that them being tolerant of me, not only did they raise me, I got to raise them too. Like I taught them
Right.
how to be tolerant and adjust and love me anyway. So back to your question being like, do I feel like I make decisions based on them, or have I been strong enough to not? Yeah, this past year I've been able to finally tell them like, hey, I don't think school's for me. So that's a big one in our community. That's killing them for sure. But I also promised them I'd make something of myself. So with that, they're just gonna have to do what they want. You know what I mean? So yeah, I will say this year was the hardest year for me and trying to please my parents, especially because my brother just graduated from UCLA, full ride. Like, he's dope, he's doing it, but we're just so different. So it's like I learned to just love myself, and then I learned that they just want me to be happy. So
At the end of
I'm
the
just
day,
running,
coming full
yeah,
circle,
it's a
like
big
again,
tangent, yeah, that I
right.
just went on. But the fact of the matter is, yes, there is so much pressure. The fact that I work at a cannabis club, that's a secret. Like, every little thing that I do in my life is a secret, and it gets to me. because I get to see a lot of my like coworkers' parents and my friends' parents, and they're just like, what? We smoke together. Or like, oh, I can tell mom anything about boys or this and that. And I'm just like, interesting. I wonder what that's like. Because I can. It's not like I can't. It's just, should I? You know what I mean? It's like,
it's going to be a whole situation.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So ultimately, 2018 taught me to live for me.